You're listening to Bros. Let's Talk.
Hey, Bros, let's talk. Pat here with Andy, Anthony. What up, dudes?
Heyo.
Jimmy
How we doing?
has gone westward. He's in Arizona with the family. So we're taking a break from the wrestling documentaries. We're just doing a normal ass episode today. Just super normal episode, keeping it casual.
Back to the basics.
I told everyone, keep it casual, dress casual, be casual. Okay,
Well, I couldn't be more casual.
guys.
Now the fans can see me, my true form, not just wrestling. That I'm a
This is
broad horizons.
Technically, this is business professional for Anthony.
That's true. Yeah.
So this is.
I'm 100% wearing what I would wear to teach: sweatpants and a football
I had to
shirt.
send two separate texts. I texted Andy, keep it casual. It was tone business professional. So glad we're all on the same page. It's a hot as balls Saturday in June, but I'm feeling good inside the AC. Pool's open.
Oh, baby.
But just warming it up still. I actually have to test the chemicals still, but I opened the pool. First time I did it by myself. You normally have pool company come and do it, but they charge
Nice.
you up the ass. It's ridiculous. So I did it myself this year. It was kind of hard. I was sweating, but
Did you re-injure your back?
No. I made sure to do everything in a way to where I'd put minimal strain on my back.
When did you do it?
I did it Wednesday.
And how long do they say is the?
Well, I have to take the visual test. The water looks good, like clear. I can see through to the bottom. I have the chlorine filled up. I shocked it. We put water in to fill it up to the right level. Filter's been running smooth for a few days. We got to go take it to get tested today, probably, just to see where the other chemical levels are when we have to add and all that stuff. But visual test, like I said, looks pretty good. So no murkiness. I might pull the tarp off today and just dive in there. No, that chemicals be damned. That looks like some cold ass water on a hot ass day. So
You're gonna look like the guy from RoboCop when he gets submerged.
come out and my skin starts falling off. Whatever. It was worth it
Deadpool's skin.
for all that work that I did. I deserve to be the first one in.
It's great.
It's going to be a hot summer though. So open invite to you guys, obviously,
Thank you.
as members of the show.
I'm actually in your backyard right now.
Oh,
as we
okay.
speak.
I'm in the
I'll
pool
few.
currently.
So yeah, I mean, Anthony, you're putting together a pretty good audition tape for maybe some full-time work here, because
I got nowhere to be,
I
man.
haven't really heard from Sean in a while. I mean, it's like, where in the world is Shawnee San Diego?
Literally.
Sandingo?
Andingo? I don't know.
Do you think he's gonna have? Do you think he's gonna have a Yerman accent when he gets back?
I hope so.
I should mention Sean was stateside for a couple weeks there. Got to see him. Andy got to see him as well, and he's got a nice beard going.
Yeah, it
Very
looks
nice
good.
beard.
I
Yeah,
would
it's
say probably best on the show. And Tone, your beard's pretty good.
except right here. No, his is full.
This is full
and
connect.
it looks like hair. It looks like
I'm saying, dude, that's a
Yeah.
solid beard, and I think that's just first form. He's just getting started. Because if you've seen his brother Brian's beard, it's pretty massive.
yeah.
His brother Steve grows a pretty good beard too. So that's just some good beard genes in the tunnel.
Yeah.
It's just dedication to letting it come in too, because he doesn't really have great facial hair either. He's just he let it go, and now it looks
Grew
awesome.
out to where it looks great.
Yeah.
He's just got it. And can we talk about the just full on black beard? Shawnee Blackbeard grew up light hair his whole life. Pretty.
Is it black?
Dirty dude.
It's real dark. Yeah.
Beard. If he was a pirate, they would call him Blackbeard. That's how black his beard is. Although I say this stuff, and then again, I don't know where he is right now. So it'd be he wants to make an appearance. We'll let him on
We'll
whenever
let him.
he wants.
if
But
he wants.
he's in
I just don't want him to.
Germany.
I just don't want him to. I just don't want him to wrestle me. I don't want him to fucking come down, put me in like a half Nelson.
Saw
beat me
him,
up.
he would probably try to. So, I mean, he's just everything's backwards for him. He's in Germany. He's driving the Autobahn. He's on the other side of the road, other side of the car. But
Other
Stick
side
shift.
of the pond.
open invite whenever he wants to come back on, even if he just wants to tell a few stories.
Well, like you said, he might need to audition now.
Exactly. No guarantees in this world, right? We got people willing to fill in. I have people. We're gonna have some other people do some guest hosting in the future because I have people messaging me, be like, "Hey, I want to get in on the show." Be like, "All right,
Complete strangers.
what are you bringing to the table? $20. What's up?" But anywho, now we're just babbling. Let's jump in. We got some stuff we actually want to talk about. Per usual, we're gonna start with the Wet Bandits softball update.
Crowbars up.
And it's more good news. It's actually been 2 weeks since we've done the update because we took last week off. Jimmy and I were at a family wedding. It was awesome. But we're talking about the Bandits. The Bandits streak continues 7 in a row. It was a tight game last week. It was a very baseball-esque game. I think we pulled
Two
it out.
good teams.
Two good teams. I think we pulled it out 9-7
Mm-hmm.
final score. They tied it late with a home run in the last inning, 7-7. And then our cleanup hitter, Dan Judd, the big stick.
Can't believe they pitched to him.
Yeah, pretty much looked like they were going to walk him. They throwing him garbage, and then the pitcher decided to just
Laid one in there.
cute, and it was a mistake. He crushed it, made it over the wall. It was super high in the air, but his power is different than most people's. So
Yeah, he should have had 3.
the Bandits win again, and Team ZA lost. So we are in a tie for first place, 7-1.
Gotta keep
Well,
it rolling.
I will say this. I overheard someone from this team ZA after we beat. I think it was either 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I overheard someone from Team ZA say, "You let those guys beat you? You let those guys win?" So we'll use that as fuel to kind of take it to these clowns.
Now,
Okay. They haven't even played us. What does that mean?
I didn't even know they were a team. I've never even seen their team. So apparently they have scouts.
this team that's won 7 games in a row.
That's exactly what I said. I'm like, yeah, we won. I said it out loud as I was walking away. I'm like, yeah, you mean the team that won as on a 5-game winning streak? I'm like, who is this jerk off?
So I will preface it, and no excuses, but we will be down a few key cogs this week, including ace pitcher Andy won't be there. Number 2 hitter Jimmy will not be there. I've upgraded myself to questionable from out and then doubtful. I'm going to try and give it a go this week if I'm feeling up for
Like
it.
that.
Isn't questionable probable? No. Is
Maybe.
that how that works now?
Yeah, there is no.
There is, yeah. So
There is no
so
probable.
basically you're in.
It's not impossible, but it is probable.
Hey, go soak yourself in the acid in the acid pool.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I will say I've been going to the chiropractor, and that's been helping. I feel a lot better. I was supposed to go this morning, but Alyssa has not been feeling good. Not COVID. She tested negative. She went this morning, but she just has a bad head cold. So I had to cancel my chiro appointment to play dad this morning. Which
Gotcha.
was actually kind of fun. Me and Kelly went to the store. Dude, okay. 3 old women stopped and like peeked in and were like, "Oh, what do you got in there?" And Kelly just put on a show, smiled for
Yeah.
all 3 of them. And they were like, "Oh my gosh, she's adorable." I was like, can't control who it attracts, you know?
Yep.
I was like, who, me? But no, it was So yeah, I didn't get to go to the Cairo, but I have been feeling better, been stretching a lot more, been icing. So I'm gonna try and give it a go.
You
If
gotta throw
if
heat.
needed.
You gotta throw heat on there.
Also, breaking development. My dad texted us the other day while he was at work. I don't know if you guys know Al Markovich, but when
do.
we played softball, we first started playing softball when I was probably 18 years old. So Jimmy was 21. We played 16-inch and 12-inch. And Al was the best 16-inch softball player that I've ever seen in my life. And equally good at 12-inch. And apparently he's back in town and he's looking to play softball again. He asked for Jimmy's number. So
Subbing on Tuesday.
I mean, gotta get him on the roster for sure.
How old is he?
I think he's friends with Sean Ahmad, who's on our team, or the bald guy who's just the most
Probably
innocent-
mid-30s.
Basketball shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like 35 probably, but just the ultimate. So in 16-inch, he was our pitcher, and I played short center, and I fielded maybe 4 balls the whole year. He basically would just toss it up there. It was unlimited arc. So he would toss it up there and then just position himself on the field, and they would hit it to him over 50% of the time. It was insane. And then
That's awesome.
he would lead off every game with either a triple or a home run. And we went undefeated and won the championship 2 years in a row. It was like it was the best softball team I've been on until this team. This is
Be a
the
good
team
sub.
destiny. And again, we still haven't played any games at full strength. Mike is going to be at this doubleheader this week, so that's huge. Let's go.
I go.
Bandits are about to end this season 9-1. Take that 1 seed, and then we
Wait, next
bye.
week's the last. Next week
We have a doubleheader this week, and then we have a bye, and then playoffs.
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 Oh
We're gonna
shit!
take the
When do
whole
playoffs start?
damn thing. I don't know. I have to double check. Probably.
Will we be done before the 4th of July? No, there's no way.
No.
Next week.
Probably
Bye
play
week.
the 29th and the 6th.
Yeah.
Probably 29th for playoffs
That's unfortunate.
and the 6th.
Oh well.
Yep.
All right.
Looks like I'm
All right,
canceling
so
my Florida
Bandits
trip.
continue to do well. Pitching and defense was great. Timely hitting. It's been a fun run, boys.
Well, yeah.
Especially after last season when it was kind of a weird season. We didn't have all of our players, and frankly, we sucked.
Not good.
We went the complete opposite of what we're doing this year.
I think
won
we had
our
like a
first
6-game
game
losing streak.
and lost 6 games in a row. And then this year, lost our first game. Now we've won 7 in a row, looking to make it 9 in a row. This week.
Yeah.
Doubleheader.
I will-
6:30, 7:30 games at Barron's. Any of our listeners want to come support us?
I will say
heard.
that I'm a big fan of Dave's brother Mike.
Oh yeah,
He's got a great glove.
we'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
He'll turn around
Plate.
at the plate.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Good addition.
unfortunately, I think he's moving back to wherever he's.
Is that what he
wherever
said?
Yeah, he was talking about it at
think-
the bar.
We might have Mike Bernal this week, which would be huge.
Also a
We
good
haven't had
baseball
him
player.
all season, and he is probably the best glove on the team. If I had to put money on it. So and just a machine at the plate too, just line drives. So we could use. I got to text Jimmy and see what the word is. I'm stepping up as manager, hopefully player manager.
Yeah,
week.
we should probably figure that out earlier rather than
So,
later.
I think Jimmy was already in early communication with those guys and
Got it.
Sean too, in case we need him. Bob Judd is going to step up and pitch for us this week. He pitches on the Sunday team that we play on. He's solid.
Lefty.
Yep, lefty, but just rock solid and fields the position really well. So should be a worthy adversary filling in Andy's giant 42 size 42 shoes. I think.
Yep.
How big he's playing this year. His jock strap is a quadruple XL, custom made to fit his giant balls. But no,
Things just got real weird.
Keep going. I mean,
Andy's been awesome this year, and it was a tall task to step up. Freddie has been our longtime pitcher, just moved to Jacksonville this week. So Freddie,
like literally got there
family,
like yesterday.
good luck in Florida. We wish you the best. We're gonna miss you guys. But Andy's been great on the mound this year, and
at the plate. Come on,
too.
Golly.
Just solid line drives, but it's like it's just you can't feel them. He hits them in spots
Right over the shortstop, right in front of the left fielder every single time. Are we okay?
Right. Oh, that was a huge spider. Holy shit. Hold on.
Still alive? Still kicking?
A little bit.
Dang.
On your persons?
On my ground, like almost touched my foot, dude.
I got
Look how
chills.
big this spider is,
Yoinks.
dude.
I thought it was on your physical body.
Oh my gosh.
We might need to take
shaking right
we
now.
might need to take a 25-minute break for spider check.
Dude,
Should we take a 5?
I'm good. Good thing I didn't let that distract the show or anything. That would have been tragic. I'm good. I'm a consummate professional.
Now all the listeners know that I have a tremendous spider fear.
Yeah, now I'm freaking out. There's a nest in my room somewhere. I have to burn this room.
Got to find the queen. Got to do a whole arachnophobia thing.
We actually do have stuff that we want to talk about, surprisingly. We're going to start with the big controversy in baseball, and that is sticky substances and pitchers. Yep, putting them here, here. Just pretty much anywhere you can fit spider tack, which, by the way, if you didn't know already, the primary use of spider tack is for strong men to get better grip lifting Atlas stones, which weigh like a ton or something, like literally a ton. And pitchers are using that to get better grip on baseballs, to increase their spin rate, because the advanced analytics say that increased spin rate equals improved success. And we're going to start, before we jump in, with the clip of Garrett Cole being asked by the New York media if he has ever used spider tack while pitching. And I kid you not, this might be the worst answer in the history of asked questions.
I did not use spider tack on that woman.
Truly, him saying yes might have been better.
Seriously. So here's the clip.
And then dropping the mic.
Have you ever used spider tack while pitching?
I don't know. I don't know if I don't quite know how to answer that, to be honest. I mean, there are customs and practices that have been passed down from older players to younger players, from the last generation of players to this generation of players. And, I think there are some things that are certainly out of bounds in that regard. And I've stood pretty firm in terms of that, in terms of the communication between our peers and whatnot. And I, again, like I mentioned earlier, there's, this is important to a lot of people that love the game, and this is including the players in this room, including fans, including, teams. And so if MLB wants to, legislate some more stuff, that's a conversation that we can have, because ultimately we should all be pulling in the same direction on this.
Okay.
Just brutal. Like, not only did he dance around the answer completely, but he stumbled through the entire thing too, making it sound 10 times worse than if he was just like, yeah, I'm not really sure how to answer that question. If he gave it in a concise and well thought out format, it would have sounded better. But it was a horrible answer, and he just bumbled and stumbled through it, making it worse. It just all-time bad answer.
Yeah.
Especially when you're Garrett Cole, the highest paid pitcher in baseball, You're the number one pitcher for the New York Yankees, the most popular franchise in the league. And you're right at the top of all these lists with spin rate and at this controversy with Spider Tack. How have you not considered
Prepared an answer.
and what you're going to say if someone asked you this? He's clearly never thought anyone was just going to come out and ask him.
Yankees PR manager had to be fired literally after
Yes, I
this
agree.
entire interview.
Oh, definitely. I can't even fathom how you don't have an answer prepared. Like you said, even just if it's just a short, concise answer, I don't know if I should really be discussing this. There's a lot more to it than what meets the eye, whatever. Even if you're dancing around, you don't sound like a moron.
Yep.
Like, this is the most clear, I use Spider Tack that I've ever seen. Like, he seriously would have been better off shitting his pants and saying, I use Spider Tack, and then what he gave, because that was just, like you said, all-time bad answer.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This stuff is currently legal in the MLB because of just kind of a loophole, because they designate what substances you cannot use, and this is not one of them, right?
Correct. So it's like,
so where guys used to use pine tar,
right
now this stuff is essentially the exact same thing, but it's legal in the rule book. So now everyone is starting to use it.
Yeah, I think that is accurate. I think that, and this is actually the first time that I've seen it all the way through. I just kind of saw like little snippets of him being, fumbling through his words. I will say that the end of it, of him talking about the league, I think was kind of like his saving grace in terms of like the league needs to figure out what the correct protocol is. Like they need to figure it out. Cause like right now, just like you said, it's technically a legal substance. And he kind of like put it on them like, all right, well, MLB, like until you figure it out, I'm going to continue to do it as well.
He doesn't want to admit to it openly, but he also is admitting that what he may or may not be doing is within the rules.
And that everyone else is doing it.
Yes.
Like I'm going to get a competitive edge on my guy on my opponent.
I mean,
who I know for sure is using something.
Most guys are trying to, hide it. And do it as best as they can, like inside the mitt and their normal weird mannerisms of touching the cap or whatever. But there's a video that just got released, I think yesterday or the day before. Trevor Bauer was out on the field before their game, and he's just like very openly was taking his finger, going like this. Like he wasn't trying to hide it. This was not during the game. This was during warmups, but somebody caught a really clear video of him going around like and messing around with it, showing guys on the field and blah, 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 blah. And I mean, that's another huge name in baseball to kind of, I don't know if he's using it in game yet or anything like that, but he was definitely testing it out before the game.
Well, from what I remember, I thought that he was like one of the like kind of like whistleblowers. I thought that was talking about it and like calling guys out for, doing that and talking about the spin rate and talking about this and that. Like if you look at his splits from, a few years before he won the Cy Young to the year that he won the Cy Young, his spin rate was, I think, a lot higher. So I would assume that, with all of his shenanigans and his antics that he's probably, doing it.
And what's really interesting too, we were talking about this last night because Jacob deGrom pitched last night, and we mentioned there's a stat right now. He has more RBIs, which is 5, than earned runs that he's given up this year of 4, which is just insane. Like he's off to insanely good historic start for his year. But I read an article the other day when everybody was talking about this Spider Tack stuff. Jacob deGrom's spin rate is actually league average across the board with his pitches. And that leads you to believe that he is not using it.
Yeah.
And he's just really fucking good. Yeah. I mean,
his whole thing is his velocity. He's increased his velocity from like low to mid 90s when he first came up to league. He's throwing 100 consistently now. He had a game last week. He threw 13 pitches over 100 miles an hour.
I think it was six straight that he threw over.
Just I mean,
100
insane
too.
stuff. I mean, that's kind of stuff you really only see from relievers for the most part. For him to be working that regularly as a starter, he's off to the. I mean, this is like when Jake Arrieta was at his peak in 2015 when he won the Cy Young, and he was just the best pitcher to ever step on the planet. This is that level, probably even better than what he was at right now, because it's just. But he did leave that game with finger tightness, I guess. Some sort of.
Is he? What is his ERA? Sub 0.7?
0.52,
something.
It's
0.54,
That's
something like
not,
that.
I mean, that.
Yeah,
And
like
if he were to continue on this streak, that's for sure gonna.
What he's doing is insane. But back to what you guys were saying about Bauer, I'm pretty sure I saw that in his first start since all of this stuff came to light, his spin rate was way down compared to what it's been at all season.
So he stopped it,
indicating that he was probably definitely using it,
being careful. Yeah.
And now these guys are going to start, having to be more careful about.
So I'll have to like look at this, but having a conversation with a buddy of mine, I want to say that he won the Cy Young last year, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to say that either the year before or the year before that, he kept talking about players, and he kept like they're using this stuff and they're getting the spin rate up, and they're doing, like, he was the lead whistleblower on all of this stuff. And then the following year in the shortened season, his spin rate was up, clearly, different from what he was doing. He wins the Cy Young, and that was kind of like his. See what I'm saying? Like, this is and then now he's off the spider grip or whatever he was using. So I'm pretty sure it was him that was like the main guy that was pointing fingers and calling people out.
I mean, it fits his MO. He kind of,
for sure,
a villainous character.
I love him. He's the best baseball heel of all time.
He is good, but I hate the sword celebration. It's just so lame.
It's not good.
He's got to come up with something better, or just like, don't be putting it away. Like, if he pulled it out and like, maybe that'd be cooler, but just, I don't know, not feeling it. Who am I? He's Trevor Bauer. He can do whatever he wants. And unless that is using spider tack to pitch baseballs, then he cannot do that. He doesn't want him to do that. Okay, today, time of this recording, it's 11:52. It's June 12th, and there are two first place baseball teams in Chicago. Pretty sure there's no other city that can say that right now, that they have two first place baseball teams. Something I didn't expect to be saying this year, quite frankly. Everyone had high expectations for the White Sox, and despite an insane amount of injuries that have caused many sleepless nights of pondering, wondering, why, God, what did we do to deserve this? Eloy, and then Robert, and now Madrigal. But this team continues to just grind it out and fight. They got a 4.5 game lead. They're 14 games over 500. But the Cubs have also battled their fair share of injuries, albeit not the same severity as far as lengthwise, but they've had key guys out for periods of time. And are they in sole possession of first? They were tied. Yes, sir.
They're tied.
They're tied with the Brewers, who are on a hot streak of their own. But the Cubs are, I think it's like 7 or 8 games over 500. They're tied first place. They're definitely exceeding expectations. Their pitching staff has been really good.
Yeah.
Andy and I are known Cub haters, but
I'm a known Sox hater. So this will be good.
But seeing Wrigley at full capacity and knowing that
was awesome,
that it's going to be returning to full capacity at guaranteed rate, and the crowds have been good there for minimum capacity. The team's playing great, so I think the crowds are going to be good there too. This is going to be an awesome summer to return in Chicago with what we've went through in the last year and a half, to have full capacity baseball games with two first place teams that are playing really well. It's so good for the city. I'm excited.
I'm very excited to see just how much of a difference like the home field advantage and the big crowds at Rick. Like now is like the perfect time to see the difference between not having a crowd and having that crowd, and seeing how
that's a good point.
well that does for, you know, the home team, especially the Cubs. I mean, you guys have both, I'm assuming, been to a Cubs game and know how crazy it's been there and how crazy it can be there. And I think now is like the only time in history where we'll ever going to see that change of not having many fans and then having, you know, 40 some thousand people. So I'm excited to see that for sure.
It's a lot of fun, and both the Sox and the Cubs have had these seemingly unbeknownst players kind of just coming through out of nowhere, where the White Sox had Yerman come up real early. He started off right at the beginning of the year, hitting bombs.
Real quick, when he had taken 100 at bats, he was the career leader in average in MLB history. It went Yermin Mercedes and then Ty Cobb. So that's the kind of start he got off to. He started off 8 for 8 in his first 2 games.
And then now the Cubs have first name Daniel Wisdom.
Patrick.
Patrick Wisdom.
Yeah.
Again, just a complete no name. Nobody knows who this guy is. And he's
8-year-old rookie.
He's killing the ball.
Got 8 homers in 10 games, I think.
Yeah. And it's awesome. And you love stories like that, because you know those guys grinded it out to just get a shot in the major leagues, let alone have success in the major leagues. Like those you can't beat, especially in baseball, when there's guys that are just perennial single A, double A, triple A guys that just never even get the opportunity. But then when they do get the opportunity, they seize it, and now they're, I don't want to deem them stars by any means, but they're likely going to be around for the near future, because they've proven themselves that they can last in the major leagues.
It'll get them a contract. It'll get them something. You know what I mean? So it's definitely really good for him.
To see guys like get their opportunity and come through like that, because for guys like that, especially at their age,
right?
You would consider, you look at them out 27, 28 years old, like they're still a young guy. But in baseball clubhouse, especially in AA clubhouses, they're like an old man. People look up to I'll probably call him old man because they're that old. So when to see guys like that get their opportunities,
and most guys would have given up by then too, because they're not making shit for money down in the minors.
Really cool to see. I think the big story for the Cubs has been their bullpen. It's just been lights out. They went like 32 innings or something straight without giving up a run during May, when they went 19-8, which is really when they turned their season around. And I don't think anyone, it's been kind of a weird year in the sense that no one really expected much out of the Cubs bullpen, and they've been dominant. And then everyone expected the Sox bullpen to be dominant, and the back end guys have really struggled with Bummer and Marshall. Crochet's been good. Hendricks has been good. He blew it yesterday, but
also got the win.
Yeah, but he's been good for the most part. He got off to a rocky start, but yeah, some of these guys who had great years last year have really been struggling, and the Sox have overcome a lot. You talk about the White Sox, and you wouldn't expect them to be a team that's 14 games over 500, but then you talk about all the games that they should have won. This team could easily be 20 games over 500. They've had some bullpen games that they've blown. They've had some games like against Toronto, game 2 of this series, where they had that game in the bag, and then just the worst 8th inning you've ever seen in your life. Just walking runs in, errors galore. Jason Benetti even blew a call on a double play. I mean, it was just all around bad. And Jason Benetti, I don't think I've ever seen him make a mistake. So it's just, and they still just keep finding ways to win. It's like every week you're hearing something new about how Tony La Russa is too old and out of touch, but the team just continues to grind and win. And I think as long as that keeps happening, anything that happens with La Russa will just get swept under the rug, because the team is in first place. They have the biggest division lead of any division leader in the MLB. and it doesn't look like there's any signs of slowing down. Their starting staff is the strength of the team, and with those 4 guys up top, I mean,
Lance Lynn's got like a 1.1 right now.
Lance, and all he does is throw fastballs and sinkers. It's awesome. He just gets up there, he throws fastballs, he MFs everybody to hell, and then he just does what he wants. It's awesome.
Awesome to see.
So
good for,
hopefully,
good for baseball, good for Chicago.
the one thing that kind of stinks is that we don't have the crosstown series until August this year. I think there's 2 series in August. So hopefully
beginning and end. Yeah.
Both teams are still playing well. It would be awesome if we could get a series right now when it's
when they're both hot.
Yeah, there'd probably be murders at the games though.
Yeah, for
Full
sure.
capacity when
The way that things are trending for
full murder. Yeah, full murders.
Just like at least 6 murders. We don't want that. We just want good baseball. I've already watched. I've been watching most of the games, or at least part of the games. I'll watch,
definitely.
at least a hand. But I've watched, I want to say probably already 15 to 20 full games this year, where it's just like I'm home anyway. I've got it on. They're playing well. I'm hoping to get out to a game soon. They keep promoting those family 4-packs. I got Kelly some cute outfits. We can take her to her first game. Maybe I'll be that guy catching the ball with the baby. Like,
yes.
I will say this is my first year in probably, I don't know, I'd say maybe 15 years where I have not watched a single Cubs game. And because I don't have access to it. Yeah. Hulu got rid of Marquee, which is completely upsetting. So I've probably watched maybe an inning of Cubs baseball.
Go to bars or something if you want to watch it. And
it's unfortunate. I mean, it's unfortunate, and I know that like that's one of the big things that like Sox fans will say. Oh, how can you even watch a game? Are you able to even? And it's like,
no, I can't actually.
Correct. Like to me, it fucking kills me because like I said, it's probably been 15 years since I've not watched a single game all the way through. So there's times on my lunch break at school, I'll watch, half a game or whatever. But yeah, that part really sucks. Cause I know that, like you said, we're playing well. The Cubs are playing real well. The expectation was there for the Sox to be good. Maybe not this good, but yeah, definitely. It's definitely exciting for City. It's exciting for, Cubs fans and Sox fans. And it's good because now it's like we can actually talk shit to one another and both teams are good.
So nice when it's like,
and it's not just, oh yeah, well, we won a World Series in 2005.
Yeah, right. No one goes to your games. It's just the stupid arguments that we get into. It's so true. I'd rather it be
no one goes to your games, but it's fine.
It's true. Whatever.
No one can watch your games.
Exactly. It's fucking great.
Gonna be a good summer in Chicago. Hopefully, we got some deep October runs. Hopefully on the south side. I don't care if the Cubs go into October, but it is cool to see them both playing good now. I love baseball. See, it's so funny. Alyssa, like, she gets annoyed that I'm always wanting to watch. Like, she's like, "Oh, what are you gonna watch?" I'm like, "The Sox game." She's like, "Again, you watched the game yesterday." I was like, "Well, this is a new game.
There's 162 of them, babe.
Could be a different outcome. I have to see what happens." She's like, "Can you just check the score?" It's like, trying to be a good fan. Speaking of being a good fan, there's something I'm not a fan of. I don't play Fortnite anymore, but I still follow the Fortnite Twitter account. And they had a new season come out this past week. And the theme was alien invasion. And they had a bunch of new skins, including Rick from Rick and Morty and Superman, because he's an alien from another planet, if you didn't know. He's also the dumbest superhero that exists, but we'll get into that stuff maybe a little bit later here. I sent a picture to the guys. Anthony, I don't know if I sent you this picture, so if I didn't, I'll send it to you now. And I am not a big fan of this Superman design. Now, the Superman himself, I think, looks the part really well, but the suit I was not a fan of. Particularly the belt that he's wearing is very Wonder Woman to me. It looks like Wonder Woman's belt. Like he just, took it from Wonder Woman. And then I just got to thinking, I got to looking at other iterations of the costume, and he's had a belt in most of them, actually. It's just the most recent one that we've seen with Henry Cavill in Zack Snyder's Superman doesn't have the belt. He's just got the onesie with no undies either. So that was controversial. And then I'm looking at all the other ones, and it's like he's got the undies and he's got the belt loops through the undies, and it's not like Batman. It's not a utility belt, so it's not
just
like
a belt.
It's just a belt, and it's. So Andy brought up a good point too. Andy, I'll let you. You were the one that dropped this on me, and I never. Now I'm just go ahead.
So, I was the one that brought into question. Does Superman wear a two-piece suit?
Is that a top and bottom?
Puts his pants on just like the rest of us, one leg at a time, and then puts the top half on. And he actually does need a belt to hold him up. Nobody's ever seen him put on his costume. It's always in a telephone booth or while he's speeding through the air. Nobody's seen him put it on. So is that belt actually for purpose, or is it just for style?
Anytime that I've ever had to wear a dress shirt and have to tuck my dress shirt in, there's no way that it's staying up or no way that it's staying down there the entire time. So it's always going to ride up a little bit. I don't know if you've ever worn Under Armour. Anytime you wear Under Armour, it creeps up. So I don't know if the belt. Unless there's maybe like a clip, like maybe like a garter type situation going on. But
okay, so then I started thinking about this more, and if it is a full one-piece suit where it's
there's no zipper,
there's no zipper. One, but then two, why have the undies piece of it in the first place? Like, if it's a full suit, what's the purpose of that other than just color contrast? I think it is two-piece. Maybe. Oh, here's another thing. What if it's a full blue suit and then just a pair of red undies with a belt around them?
Just tighten the undies?
Yeah, not even like pants or anything like that. Just a pair of red underwear that has a belt around them to keep them up.
Maybe because it's a one-piece suit. I like that concept because it's a one-piece suit.
But again, how does he get into it?
Superman is an alien from another planet. So he puts on what to us looks like red underwear with a belt, but it's in reality, it's an alien diaper because he shits so hard he can't take his.
Have you ever seen Superman use the bathroom?
Exactly. It's a one piece. You can't just get that off to go to the bathroom. So he actually, like, if he took the red part off, it would just be a giant gaping hole behind his ass because he just dumps so hard.
Kind of like those one-piece pajamas where it has the flap in the back.
Kind of. Exactly. But then the alien diaper just absorbs it.
I like that.
Alien technology. Otherwise, at least it's holding it up for. Otherwise, there's just no purpose for the belt.
There are definitely Superman fans out there, and I need them to come at us with a reason why Superman wears a belt.
Hold on a second. I thought of something here.
Okay.
So he puts on the regular pants.
Okay.
Right? The underwear are sewn on to the top. So no, you wouldn't even be able to do that. I was thinking about maybe maybe it has the buttons on the crotch.
Oh,
like a pajama, like baby pajama.
Yep.
So he can eke it out.
When you sent this the other day, I also went on rabbit hole down the rabbit hole, and the thing that I thought of the most, and I've always said this about Superman, I just feel like Superman's like the laziest superhero there is. Like,
the worst.
It's just like
the worst superhero ever.
What are we gonna do here? We're just gonna
shoot lasers and just
make him just invincible to anything,
and then being able to fly really fast. And super speed and super strength.
Turn
So
back
we're gonna
time.
we're gonna take all of the cliche superhero things and put them into one person, and then give them
So
a fucking a pointless belt.
Oh, he's an alien. Yeah, that explains it. See, maybe
Oh,
it's
but wait, this green rock is
Yeah.
going to be the thing that he can't touch and will kill
maybe
him.
it's because he has all of these advantages and these obvious stupid superpowers that like the strongest human in the world would have if they could. Maybe he's just got a really tiny penis. So they just give him like it's more of a jock strap. There's like a Pringles can stuffed in there. So it just you can't have this badass superhero and then let the masses know that, he's packing like 2 inches below the belt. So maybe
He's certainly not
visual
packing
appeal.
like Mr. Manhattan.
No, Jesus Christ, that was so unnecessary. I went on a date to that movie. It was so uncomfortable. I don't even remember. It was like 15 years ago or 10 years ago.
The movie,
We're just like, what the hell,
dude. The movie was the most unnecessarily, grotesquely large penis I've
It
ever
was
seen
insane.
in my entire life.
Yeah,
And blue.
Take your eyes off.
But Malin Ackerman was she was fun to look at in that movie for sure.
Much better than the
Giant.
than the giant blue penis. But
Giant alien
I
dong.
think I'm gonna stick with my theory that it's an alien diaper and the belt is there to hold it up, because otherwise Superman would just be shitting down the back of his leg.
Kind of like the South Park where Tom Brady drops back and he's shitting his pants and it's just completely.
It wouldn't
pouring
even be
out.
like that though. It's just like because it's alien shit and it's so hard and the velocity,
Dude.
it would just be like it'd be like a roaring waters going down his leg.
You have to imagine he's taking
Shooting
super
out.
shits.
I got you, Pat. What if it was an alien diaper portal into another area or dimension where if he was just pissed off at
Dropping
someone, he could take
dookies
a
all
dump
over the
and
world.
just drop a duke on his
I
enemy.
You're
like
walking by
that.
and Superman just
Oh God, I got shit on again.
Hey,
It's the third time this week.
that's the theory right there. The belt is
Stupid
an
ass
alien
belt.
portal potty.
Portal body. That's pretty good.
And the poop just flies anywhere that he's got portals laid throughout the galaxy. And Superman's got portals all over the galaxy. He's just dropping dumps all over.
Just dumping all over
You
everyone.
know who definitely needs a portal potty?
Let's hear it.
NBC has shut down production on a new, I don't want to say reality show, but it's kind of like those Wipeout shows where it is a water park slip and slide show, something along those lines. I couldn't find much information, but they have shut down production of this show due to, quote, amid report of explosive diarrhea outbreak on set. I mean, nothing could be worse than one, your entire cast and crew going through basically a neurovirus outbreak going on where everybody's shitting everywhere. But then it's seemingly in a water park scenario where it probably is just spread like a wildfire through there. One person had this thing, gets in the water, next person goes down the slip and slide, they've got it. Then they go back to their crew and blah, 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 blah. I don't think I've ever seen a headline that was so detailed. I mean, they could have said anything other than explosive diarrhea and been like, all right. I mean, I feel like you should have put out the information that like maybe they're going through a little COVID outbreak or something like that. Rather than that,
they should have done.
You've told your family and friends, I'm going to be on this slip and slide show. And then now they know that you've had explosive diarrhea for the last 2 weeks because they shut down the entire set.
The headline should have been Poo-nami. Water park reality show shut down due to diarrhea outbreak.
That's
pretty good.
That's incredible.
On fire this episode.
That is pretty good.
That's a good one.
Woo! Oh, dude,
did
you sent me that earlier. That was.
Do we just end it? Do we just end it there?
All right,
Might have
that's
to.
gonna be it for this episode. No, but when you sent me that earlier, I was just dying laughing, thinking about just an entire cast and crew of people with probably 2 available bathrooms, just all sitting there like holding it and just
porta potties and
probably
everything,
shitting in bushes or just anywhere they can find open space at this point. feel like there's a movie that's probably done a scene like that. I just can't think of the exact movie off the top of my head. I imagine it's like the Family Guy scene where they all take Epicac and start throwing up with
Exactly.
I hate that I'm actually saying this out loud, but isn't that the premise in Bridesmaids where they're all shitting?
Yeah.
They all have the diarrhea.
Why do you hate that you're saying that? That's a phenomenal movie.
See, I've only seen that movie once, and it was within the last year. I did enjoy it,
Really?
but I remember you guys made fun of me because I hadn't seen it.
I cannot watch anything with Melissa McCarthy in it.
Really?
See, I think that's like the only thing she's been good in.
It's a hard pass.
Hard pass. Well, to each their own. I don't know if I've really seen much that she's been in.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah,
all
she's
bad.
been in a bunch of shit since then. Like they basically just typecast her as that same
Someone might be onto
character.
something then.
Yeah.
He's a smart man. Never doubt his judgment. All right. There was some big NFL news this week as Julio Jones was traded from the Falcons to the Titans for a couple of second-round picks, I think, or a second and a fourth.
Second and a fourth.
And he now teams up with Derrick Henry and AJ Brown and Ryan Tannehill, who's
a giant three-headed monster.
Yeah.
On offense.
A team that's been pretty good the last few years as is, and now add him into the mix. And yeah, it seems
that's like something you talk about in a basketball court, like pick your poison.
Hold on real quick. What do we got going on over here?
This right here is my back-to-back world championship, having Derrick Henry both years in a row.
Ooh, okay.
I had to go ahead and
belt. Maybe we should have done a belt.
Had to go ahead and throw that back-to-back
I
champ.
like that.
Two-time champ.
Two-time. Yeah.
Yeah, Derrick Henry was my absolute beast this year and last year.
Poor Andy's waiting on his trophy still from our league. Kidnapped by Kevin Quinn. Surprise.
Oh God, Kevin hates me.
He's never gonna. Kevin hates everyone, including himself.
That's accurate.
Kevin has a reason to hate me.
Oh, okay. Do you want to tell, or
you don't remember Jimmy's wedding when I caught the football bouquet?
Mad about that?
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
That seems like something Kevin would hold a grudge over.
I gotta find the picture.
That's incredible.
Yeah, you ruffled some feathers that night with that catch. Everyone wanted me to catch it. I'm kind of glad you caught it because I was, it put the attention away from me. I was like, "What are you gonna do?" He made a great play on the ball.
Well, that's his big argument. I know we'll go real quick. His big argument is like, "Oh, Pat would have caught it," and in the picture, you're all the way like in the background, like it was just an amazed look on your face.
My hands like up like this high, like.
No, you weren't even in the circle. You were like completely away from the. Yeah, you were completely away from.
I wasn't getting in the way of that freight train. I didn't need no garter to tell me when I was going to get married. Grown ass man, I make that decision myself. Stone went in there. He caught it at the peak. He made, what they teach you. DBU. Turn, catch it at the peak. Get low. Move the hips. All that good stuff. It was a great catch.
Thanks.
Appreciate
it.
Going back to Julio.
Julio makes great catches as well.
Yes.
That whole thing was started by that douchebag Shannon Sharp, putting him on live national radio or television for that matter, unbeknownst to him. And he said he wanted out of Atlanta. That literally kickstarted the entire thing.
Make his ass, dude.
There was rumors that he wanted out and
He's all
everything like that.
Hey, Julio, tell me you want out. Tell me you don't want to let. I know you want to let. Tell me you want out there. And he's just like, yeah, I want to. Oh yeah, by the way, you want on television? I'm with Skip Bayless right now. He said you piece of shit. That's my shame.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it happened all very very quickly because he was supposed to. There was talks with. Who was there talks with before that? Why can't I think? To get Julio.
Everyone was interested.
But no, there was like real.
San Francisco was in on it. So was
there was a real significant one that I was talking about that was right before Tennessee.
Was like real in on it.
Yeah.
Not the Bears.
No. But anyway, yeah, it was like the talks were underway with that other team that for whatever reason I can't think of. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, Tennessee's thinking about it. And then like that, it was done.
Boom. done.
So yeah, it'll be
Just-
exciting.
It blows my mind too. Like he demanded a fairly large cap hit. It was 15.5, I think.
Yeah.
So the team who got him had to be able to afford him or do some creative salary cap work, which is what Tennessee did.
Yeah.
They basically just moved Ryan Tannehill's money into signing bonus money or
They
whatever.
re-sign him to a new deal, or is he still?
Um,
They're just probably negotiate after the season.
Yeah, they converted his salary into guaranteed money, which relieves the cap, and which is what I always say. Like the salary cap is there, but it really doesn't mean shit because teams can just kick the can
There's a
down
way-
a
yes.
year, or
Yeah.
it's all creative financing.
Related.
So a team had to be able to do that. But at the same time, like a second and a fourth round pick, those are not guarantees
No.
by any means. And I think a million times over, if you get a proven player
Right.
that is elite, say a Khalil Mack, it doesn't matter what it costs. I know it mortgages your future, but especially this, a second and a fourth, like the Bears gave up what, two firsts and a third or something like that for Mac.
Yeah.
It was something like that. I mean, but a second and a fourth for arguably the most talented wide receiver in the league when he's healthy.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling that not every team was in on that for that price.
If that was the price, you'd think that every other 31 teams had that same offer and were trying to do better because
Seattle was the team I was thinking of. There was
been.
Yeah, there was like
Indy was the big one that people were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seattle was the one that I heard right before Tennessee, and that would have been.
To your point, Andy, Julio Jones is a guy that if there's even talks of him being available, you make the call regardless of your situation. You make the call because he's that kind of player, and Matt Ryan's been solid since he's been there. He's had a pretty good quarterback throwing it to him. His big thing has been injuries, where he hasn't been able to stay on the field for an entire 16-game season in some time. But to your point, when he's on the field, he's
second and a fourth. I take that risk every single day of the week.
Sure. Especially when you already have the receiving core that you do in Tennessee. So it's not like you're banking everything on Julio Jones being there. Right. Like he's not going to be complimentary to AJ Brown, but it's like they're going to be the best duo in the NFL. It's not, it's like
so too.
If without Julio Jones, their offense would have been fine, but now it's going to be great potential.
I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that they're going to be in the Super Bowl this year.
Likes them. He likes them over the Chiefs.
That's my call right there. I might actually put some money on him now.
Tony, he likes it.
They went from 40 to 20 after the trade.
Yeah, I think it definitely. It'll be interesting to see how the offense kind of evolves now because they've been such a run-first offense.
So heavy on them
with Derrick Henry, and while also having an elite receiver in AJ Brown, and now adding probably at least top 2 or 3 receiver in Julio Jones into the mix.
It'll be exciting.
And Tannehill's he's not great, but he's
gets
good.
It done.
He's rock solid. He's not going to turn it over. He can throw the deep ball pretty well. And when you got a guy like Julio, when you got those two guys running up the sideline, I mean, one of them is going to be open.
Yep.
All the memes out there already where it's him getting hit and just in a throwing motion, just like, fuck it, Julio or AJ out there. It's true. That's what it feels like when you got guys like that to throw to on the outside.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see. There's always, whenever there's a high profile player on the move, I'm always like, following that storyline the following season, like to see how they do in their first season. And now to me, I don't know why, but now that they did the number change and like seeing he's wearing single digits, I'm curious to see all the guys with their new numbers out there. It's just gonna look weird though. It's gonna look weird for like 3 weeks, and then they'd be like, why didn't they do this 10 years ago? Could you imagine if Charles Woodson could have wore 2 for his entire career? It would have been awesome.
Yeah, straight from college into the pros like that. Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap it up with a mock draft. It's been sometime since we did one of these, and we figure Anthony's been doing such a great job filling in for Sean. Where in the world is Shawnee Sandingo? Tone's been doing such a great job. We figured we'll do a mock draft of Anthony/Tony's. And
There's a lot of ammo for this too.
there is. We were talking about this beforehand. There's a lot. And it feels only right to give Anthony the first pick. And then
That's
I
fair.
figured, Andy, you have the next most letters in common with Anthony. So you can be second.
Fair.
And I have just,
Actually, you do too.
I have
A and T.
E, and you have the A.
A and N.
You guys both start with an A.
I guess I got Y.
Oh yeah, there you go. I thought there was 3. So okay. So we'll go 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
5 rounds.
Okay.
Anthony/Tony draft. Tone, get us started.
All right, I'm gonna go number 1 with Anthony Hopkins, Hannibal Lecter himself.
It's a good one.
Got to go with Hop.
Pick. Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Sir Anthony Hopkins, correct.
Respect on his name.
Okay. Shoot. I wasn't expecting that to go first. I wasn't going to take him in the first round, but now I have to debate between my other two.
Strategies.
I'm going to go with Tony Soprano as my number 1.
Okay.
Are you? What was his son's name?
Anthony Jr., AJ.
I was gonna say, don't you love Anthony Jr.?
Oh,
Isn't that
he's
your favorite?
worst character in the history of television.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with. Man, I was hoping Tony Soprano was gonna drop to me. I'm gonna go with. Not often recognized, Tony Hawk.
On my
first
list.
pick. And then I'm gonna come back with Tony the Tiger.
That's a good one. I did not have that.
I knew you were coming. I knew you were going with that one.
I love Frosted Flakes.
Tony the Tiger. That's a good one. All right. Coming back, I'm gonna go Tony Stark.
Damn it. See, I referenced a different list and he wasn't on this list and he was at the top of my other list and I should have looked at both lists. I feel like an idiot.
All right, that's funny. Neither of those guys were on my. All right, let's go with. I'm gonna go with Anthony Bourdain.
Good one.
Yeah, that's. I'm a big fan. Big fan. As my number 2. My number 3. And this is actually. Yeah, my number 3 is going to be Tony Hale.
Good one from Veep.
Veep, and we got Buster Bluth and Gary from Veep. 2 of the, I think, best and funniest characters in TV history.
Definitely.
So I'm going with
That's a
those
good
2.
one. Shoot, where do I want to go? Man, I'm gonna keep going fictional. I'm gonna go with Tony Montana.
I was waiting for it. I thought that was your last one for sure. Tony Montana.
I'm totally mad at myself for forgetting about Tony Stark for the last 3 minutes.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
I thought that was gonna go number 1.
No, not with me.
I kind of just want to forfeit the rest of my picks. Go face down into the pool.
Into the acid.
I'll finish strong. I'm gonna go with another fictional as well. I'm gonna go with that Tony from the Simpsons.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
2 cartoons. I like
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
And then I'm gonna go with I should have had another pick ready. I'm gonna go with Anthony Davis.
Okay.
I like it. The brow.
The brow.
I'm gonna come back. Go athlete. I'm gonna go Tony Gonzalez. Arguably best tight end of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
It's pretty good.
Do I have 2 more?
Yep, back to back, and then this is the last round.
Do you have 5 already, Andy? No.
4.
No, it goes back to UN. Good. All right. So the last 2 picks, I know that neither of you are going to pick, I feel like. So I mean, obviously you can't because I'm going to pick them. But Anthony Rizzo, I'm going to have to go with Riz.
Wouldn't have touched that with a 10-foot
No,
pole.
for sure. And I think that, obviously, his contribution to 2016 is great. He had a really nice at bat this week, ended up hitting that bomb. So Rizzo is my 4 pick. And then I have a weird situation with 5. I don't know if you guys will allow it, but they're 2 mobsters, right? Both with the same name. And I kind of did the whole Godfather 1 and 2 situation. You know how you're allowed to put that together as one.
Sure.
But Tony Spilatro and Tony Accardo,
Okay.
both mobsters together.
Are they both alive or dead?
Dude, I was going to take Tony Accardo. Come on, bro.
Were you really? No. Oh, no, they're both dead. Tony Spilatro is
Such great names.
Tony Spilatro is what's his name's character in Casino, is Joe Pesci's character in Casino, and then Tony Accardo was the next guy in line after Al Capone. So
I'll allow it.
All right. Well, I appreciate that since it's my first time doing it. I had him on here as my 5th pick. Both very vicious mobsters. Would beat the fuck out of Tony Soprano any day of the week. So, yeah, those are my 2, Spilatro and Accardo.
Okay,
I like it.
I have some options here. I'm going to go with the field goal kicking Philadelphia phenomenon, Tony Danza.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, because of Tony Danza. That's good.
I definitely will have honorable mentions, though.
Yes.
All right. I don't know if you guys are going to allow this last one for me, but I'm going to throw it out there.
This is not your first rodeo, so I will be judging harshly.
I'm going to go with Rigatoni.
I'll allow it.
I'll also
One of
allow
my
it.
favorite noodles.
It's a good noodle.
It's a good noodle. I feel like
that's a creative pick. I'll allow it.
All right. What do we got for my honorable mentions? I clearly wasn't as prepared as you guys as I picked a noodle for my final.
I had Tony Bennett, Tony Romo, Tony Parker, Anthony Mackie, Anthony Jeselnik, the comedian, and then resident dick pic sender Anthony Weiner.
Yeah. I had 2 of my 4 honorable mentions were taken. I took one of my own honorable mentions because I knew you guys wouldn't take Rizzo. So Anthony Bourdain was one of my honorable mentions. Tony Montana was an honorable mention. Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath, guitar player, and then Anthony Daniels, who played C-3PO in Star Wars, was my other honorable mention.
Pretty good.
I did not have Stark or Soprano on the list.
I totally had Stark. I was just looking at the wrong list at the wrong time when I made my first pick. Such a rookie mistake.
Big miss. I feel like I won that draft.
Mock drafts. You might have, but that's a good late pick. I don't know if it beats Rigatoni in round 5 though, but it's.
I may or may not eat Rigatoni in.
Oh, I just thought of one. Anthony Anderson. He's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Tony Cox.
Tony Robbins.
Little,
he's a guy, right?
Tony Cox is the small person from. He's an actor. The little guy. Yeah. Tone Loc would have been a good one. Because anyone named Tony,
I can't believe nobody took you.
Thanks.
Well, I figured, that would be unfair. That'd be like having Michael Jordan in basketball games in the 90s. Just it wasn't fair, so they didn't do it. I think it was a good draft. I stand by Rigatoni for my last pick.
I like it. You have 2 cartoon characters and a pasta.
It's a clean list.
Actually, real quick, it's funny because after I compiled stuff from memory, I did look at a couple lists, and there's a few people whose real name is actually their given name is Anthony, like why can't Joe Perry from whatchamacallit, his name is actually Anthony, and then there was one more that
Hidden
I
Anthony.
can't think of what it was. I can't think of what it is, but
We should start like a research project, the Hidden Anthony Society, and we just find people who are famous, but they didn't go by
You.
Anthony or Tony. Hey, Joe Perry, you asshole, we know your name's Anthony. I think we're on to something.
I like
I
that.
like it.
All right, we're going to wrap it up there. Solid episode, boys. We will be back not next week because next week's Father's Day, but the following week, we're wrapping up the wrestling doc series. We're doing a live filmed episode at Anthony's place. Going to be cooking up some meats for us.
Oh yeah.
It'll be great.
Tacos.
We're going to wrap up the series. We're going to go over the last 3 docs, Ultimate Warrior, Mankind, and Bret Hart. And we're going to have some fun. May or may not be dressed as wrestlers. We'll see how committed everyone gets to the cause. We'll see.
Can I make a thing?
Let's hear it.
Are we allowed to dress as anyone from the 8, or does it have to be the remaining 3?
Anyone from the 8.
I would say
Bingo.
any wrestler,
Oh,
period,
yeah,
you'd be
if you're-
fine.
If you're willing to dress like any wrestler, even if it's like a made-up wrestler, you dress up in your
Oh
own
Jesus! So
I might
the
come as Hardcore
Brotherhood.
Riley. I don't know. We'll see. I gotta see if I can track down some Vans and plaid pajama pants.
Love
Nice.
it. I have both of those for you.
So I guess I might as well throw it out there too to the masses that we got the footage from the Brotherhood match back about a month earlier than expected. Shout out Memory Keepers in Naperville for overproducing on their expectations. So I spent a good deal of last night working on some editing, and we will probably be unveiling the premiere of the fateful match, the WWF big event back in June 1999 between Jimmy the Giant and the Hardcore Riley. It's a strain that still stands strong between me and Jimmy to this day. We may revisit that beef at the finale. So that's what you guys got to look forward to. Thanks
Hell
to
yeah.
Tone for coming out again today. We appreciate it. If you don't already, follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Bros Let's Talk. You can find our episodes on YouTube where you can see our handsome faces, or you can hear the audible chocolate, our amazing voices on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, and anywhere else podcasts are.
Wow.
Podcast lives at anchor.fm/Bros Let's Talk. And for the next 19 days, because I don't want to renew all the fees to keep our website going, you can find some of our stuff at brosletstalk.com. It'll convert to a free website with a new link in a few weeks. So I'll give that out.
You should sell them as NFTs.
There you go. Now you're onto something. I'll be working on that later. For Andy and Anthony, this is Pat. Later, dudes.
Goodness.
See you guys.